Hi guys, it's Justine, but you can call me Blondie, and for today's video I'm going to be making Biscochitos. I'm actually using a recipe called a Del Charles Biscochito recipe from the innofgovernors.com. For today's video I'm also going to be halving the recipe. Now I quickly wanted to note that this is my first time making this recipe. I don't have a Biscochito recipe that I make every single year, and I feel like every single year I've been trying different recipes that I find online until I find one that is perfect, and I have yet to find the perfect Biscochito recipe. Many recipes call for very strange ingredients like orange juice, bourbon, whiskey, wine. I've tried all of them. The reason that I tried this recipe in particular for today's video is because it had very simple ingredients, and all of the ingredients were things that I already had in my house. And while these cookies were very good, they still are not the best Biscochitos that I've ever had in the world, which is why I am still on the hunt for the perfect Biscochito recipe. To start out, I'm going to be mixing half a cup of sugar, 3 eggs, with 3 eggs, and then adding half a cup of lard, and half a tablespoon of anise seed, which lard and anise seed are arguably the two most important ingredients in Biscochitos. And yes, I know I say Biscochitos like a white person. Next, I'm adding 2 cups of all-purpose flour, followed by half a teaspoon of baking powder. I also added half a teaspoon of vanilla, but I must have forgot to film that part. And now I'm just mixing all of the ingredients up in my mixer until they are all mixed together and make a dough form. And then I'm going to be rolling the dough out. So I just sprinkled flour on top of my workplace so it doesn't stick to my countertops. And then the dough was a bit sticky to work with, so I put quite a bit of flour, probably too much on it. But I did lather it in flour so that way it would be easier to roll. And then I'm just using a star cookie cutter to cut out the shapes. I particularly love to make these cookies during New Year's. It's always been a family tradition to eat authentic New Mexican food during New Year's in my family because we are from New Mexico. So this is just one of the many New Mexican foods that we eat during this time of year. Next, I'm going to be mixing cinnamon and sugar together. Now, the recipe that I found online did not have specific measurements for the cinnamon and sugar, so I just kind of eyeballed it. And then for this recipe, you sprinkle the cinnamon sugar mixture on top of the cookies before they go into the oven. Just like with the ingredients themselves, each recipe is different, and some recipes have you sprinkle cinnamon and sugar on the cookies before they go in the oven. Some have you dip the cookies in the cinnamon and sugar, and some even have you sprinkle the cinnamon and sugar when they come out of the oven and are still hot. It just depends on the recipe. And then you preheat your oven to 350 degrees and cook them for 12 to 15 minutes. And then when they come out, they look like this. And that is it. These cookies were pretty good. They did have that Biscochito taste. However, the texture just wasn't quite there. They didn't melt in your mouth the way a Biscochito should. I also probably would add a lot more anise seed next time because I just felt like that flavor wasn't strong enough in these cookies, but they were still very good. But like I said, I'm still on the hunt for the perfect Biscochito recipe. But that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for experimenting and trying this new recipe with me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.